For years, Yoo Yeon-seok has been known for his charming on-screen presence, captivating audiences with his effortless ability to bring romance to life. Whether in heart-wrenching dramas or sweeping love stories, he has consistently won the admiration of fans. But what if one of his greatest love stories wasn't scripted? What if, behind the scenes, there was an unspoken obsession, one he never intended the world to see? This is the shocking truth behind Yoo Yeon-seok's hidden love for Cho Soo-bin, the rising star who unknowingly captured his heart. It all began when the two first crossed paths. At the time, Cho Soo-bin was steadily making a name for herself in the industry, drawing attention for her undeniable talent and natural beauty. Yoo Yeon-seok, already an established actor, had been in the industry for years, respected for his versatility and effortless charisma. Though there was a considerable gap in their careers, fate had a way of bringing them together. The first moment he saw her, something changed. Insiders claim that Yoo Yeon-seok, known for his composed and professional demeanor, became noticeably different whenever she was around. Some described his gaze lingering a little too long, his voice softening when he spoke to her, and a quiet intensity that wasn't present with anyone else. At first, no one thought much of it. After all, Yoo Yeon-seok had always been kind and supportive toward his colleagues. But as time went on, the signs became impossible to ignore. During press interviews, fans noticed subtle yet undeniable interactions between them. Whenever Cho Soo-bin spoke, Yoo Yeon-seok would watch her intently, often smiling in a way that seemed almost too personal for a mere co-star. There were moments where his body language betrayed him, leaning in when she spoke, nodding attentively, or even adjusting her microphone with a level of care that didn't go unnoticed. But what truly raised eyebrows were the moments off camera. According to sources, Yoo Yeon-seok would find excuses to be around Cho Soo-bin, even when there was no need for him to be there. Staff members whispered about how he would linger on set after his scenes were finished, casually walking by just to catch a glimpse of her. Some claimed that whenever she laughed, he would instinctively turn in her direction, as if drawn to her energy. And then there were the gifts. While it's not uncommon for actors to exchange small tokens of appreciation, Yoo Yeon-seok's gestures toward Cho Soo-bin were different. Unlike generic gifts shared among cast and crew, his were deeply personal. Books she had once mentioned liking, limited edition items that matched her interests, even handwritten notes that expressed his admiration for her work. At first, Cho Soo-bin seemed flattered but unaware of the deeper meaning behind his actions. She treated him like an older brother in the industry, someone she respected and admired. But what she didn't realize was that Yoo Yeon-seok's feelings were growing stronger with each passing day. As time went on, fans started to take notice. Clips of their interactions began circulating online, with netizens dissecting every glance, every touch, every moment of unspoken tension between them. Theories began to spread. Was there something more between them? Was this just a one-sided affection, or did Cho Soo-bin secretly feel the same way? The turning point came during an awards show, where the two were seated near each other. Cameras caught Yoo Yeon-seok stealing glances at her multiple times throughout the night. But the most shocking moment happened when Cho Soo-bin, unaware she was being watched, reached out to fix a loose strand of hair. The instant she did, Yoo Yeon-seok visibly tensed, his eyes fixed on her in a way that fans described as pure, undeniable longing. From that moment, rumors exploded. Some fans believed this was proof that he had harbored feelings for her all along, while others argued that it could simply be admiration for a younger colleague. But what truly made people question everything was how Yoo Yeon-seok reacted whenever her name was mentioned. In multiple interviews, when asked about Cho Soo-bin, Yoo Yeon-seok would smile, but not just any smile. It was a soft, almost melancholic expression, as if he knew something the rest of the world didn't. His responses were always carefully worded, filled with genuine praise yet avoiding anything that could directly confirm his feelings. But the way he spoke of her, the subtle change in his voice, the way he looked away as if choosing his words carefully, these were all signs that couldn't be ignored. Behind closed doors, sources revealed that Yoo Yeon-seok's feelings for Cho Soo-bin weren't just admiration. They were deep, consuming, and most of all unspoken. He was torn between expressing how he truly felt and maintaining the professionalism expected of him. He had seen what happened to actors whose private lives became public scandals, and he didn't want Cho Soo-bin to suffer the consequences of his emotions. And so he remained silent. But silence didn't mean absence. Even as the months went by and their projects came to an end, Yoo Yeon-seok never truly let go. He continued to support her from afar, liking her posts, quietly attending events where she was present, and according to insiders, always keeping an eye on how her career was progressing. Some even claimed that Yoo Yeon-seok used his industry connections to subtly help Cho Soo-bin behind the scenes, recommending her for roles, speaking highly of her to influential directors, and ensuring that she had the right opportunities to grow. But he never made his involvement obvious, always staying in the background, quietly watching over her like a shadow. Yet, despite his efforts to remain discreet, those closest to him could see the truth. Close friends and colleagues noticed the way his mood would shift whenever her name was mentioned. Some described moments where he would sit in silence, staring at his phone after seeing a new interview or photo of Cho Soo-bin, as if lost in thoughts he could never say out loud. Others claimed that, on more than one occasion, he had spoken about her in private conversations, but always stopped himself before revealing too much. One particular incident only fueled speculation further. During a fan event, when asked if he had ever experienced an unrequited love, Yoo Yeon-seok hesitated before answering. He smiled faintly, his expression unreadable, and simply said, "Sometimes the best way to love someone is from a distance." The audience cheered, interpreting it as a deep philosophical answer. But those who knew him best believed there was more to it. Was this his way of indirectly confessing his feelings? As Cho Soo-bin's career soared, her world expanded. She was no longer the fresh-faced newcomer struggling to find her place. She was now a rising star, gaining recognition both locally and internationally. With newfound success came new opportunities, new connections, and inevitably, new romantic rumors. When news broke that she had been spotted on what appeared to be a casual outing with another well-known actor, fans were quick to speculate. Was this a romantic date? Were they just friends? The internet buzzed with theories, but one person who remained completely silent was Yoo Yeon-seok. For the first time, those close to him saw a change. He became more distant, more reserved, as if trying to suppress emotions that had been bottled up for far too long. Insiders claimed that he avoided questions about Cho Soo-bin entirely, brushing off any mention of her with a polite but dismissive response. Some wondered, was this the moment he finally realized that his silent love would never be returned? And yet, fate had other plans. Months later, the two unexpectedly crossed paths again at an industry gathering. According to witnesses, Yoo Yeon-seok and Cho Soo-bin shared a private conversation away from the public eye. No cameras, no prying fans, just the two of them, speaking in hushed tones. What was said in that moment remains a mystery. Some speculate that Yoo Yeon-seok finally admitted his feelings, while others believe Cho Soo-bin